Hello and welcome to another video. Today's topic, integrating third-party APIs. We've chosen to use the Weather Stack API to do a couple of things. We're calling it the Weather That app. And let me switch over to my README. That's where my talking points are. So unlike traditional apps that tell you where the weather where you're at, this app focuses on where you could be. So it's a small JS web app that integrates with a WeatherStack app. We got the WeatherStack API access key for free by signing up. It does require a Node.js environment, and its function is to provide information about the weather, just randomized. You can just teleport to a random place and see what the weather is there, or you can it'll choose a random place for you based on uh, the type of weather. So if you put sunny, it'll find some place in the world that's sunny, and it'll tell you about weather from there. It pulls from the global cities array using math random, so it is somewhat limited. It's not like every single city, but I could easily expand it. My API gives me limited access at the free tier, so I don't want to overdo it. Um, and yeah, let's see here. Pretty much broke all that down for you. Um, so let's take a look. I am using a Node Express, Node and Express to get this thing going. So like the listener there and all that good stuff. Um, 3000, as well as an index.html. So there's even like a button that you can press to do it. Uh, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. No, oh no, you're not supposed to see that. Whatever, I'll make this unlisted. Anyway, yeah, API key. Here are the cities that we have. Pretty good mix there. Um, and uh, when it's ready, you can do all these things. Random teleport, going over that a little bit. Asynchronous function. Uh, we'll say teleporting to a random city when you do it. It'll try to get random weather with the data. If it can, it'll do a little air handling there. The weather hunter is a little bit more complicated. Uh, Asynchronous function there. Um, Excuse me, that keeps getting in the way. Uh, it'll give you the prompt to enter it in, give you a little working condition, then display the weather as a string. This here renders the weather data into the HTML. So it works directly with the HTML, kind of more like a web app in this case, a little bit more, not just pure server looking at like output from the console. So we moved up a little bit. Um, this generates weather for a random location, and we talked about that a little bit before. This finds it based on condition, shuffles the cities to make sure it's random each time, attempts to fetch it, does a little error handling, and if it logs out, it'll continue to the next city. So a little bit more error handling. And it'll tell you there's no matches found. There were some things we had to play with. I had an issue where it wasn't finding any weather patterns, and then it would kind of glitch out after a few runs because of the free API structure. Um, and then this function is actually fetch weather data, is responsible for making the actual API call to WeatherStack. It constructs the URL using the base URL API key and query, which is the city name, and then fetches the data, parses it as a JSON, checks for errors in response. If an error is found, it'll throw an exception. Otherwise, it returns the weather. Um, Here's the JSON uh, from the node. Now that, and now I'm just going to switch over to the actual app, and we'll do some testing. Okay, so this one's interesting actually. Smoke is here. So if you type smoke, this will be our first test. And we know there's a place that has smoke. Oh, baby. Okay, whew. Um, so yeah, that's kind of sad to see. But yeah, there's smoke in Mumbai apparently. Um, Next we'll do sunny. And the next test we'll do like SUNNY, like some weird thing, because it should do. Okay, API. Can we blame it on the free API a little bit here? It might be also nice to have this in Fahrenheit. I'm not gonna lie, but this is just we didn't do that. Okay, we could easily do that, but we didn't. So we got sunny. So that appears to be working. Let's try nothing. Enter a condition. Okay, and then like tornado. Hopefully there's not any of that. Yeah, nothing there. Like five. It just says no matches, so it's not super eloquent, but whatever. So those are some edgier cases, and then just the normal case of testing that. Test the random city. So we got some overcast in the UK, and then partly cloudy in Nairobi, and as well as in Sydney, Mumbai, Bangkok, rain with thunderstorm. Ooh, so just for a fun test, we could just see thunderstorm. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, people always want to get super like this app will save the planet, but I thought this one was more of a fun kind of inspire you to travel and think about the world and where you could be, and just how big the planet is and how many different things are happening. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks and goodbye.